You can imagine when you have Uzo coming yesterday, all of us high BP, the BP increased like 180 over 120.
Lookman, Alex Iwobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh, it's a great goal! They got a goal!
Okay, welcome to Carabos Podcast, Sport Edition, limited edition actually. My name is Casey as always. Joining us right now all the way from Ivory Coast, Uche. Welcome, Uche. How are you?
Thank you, Casey. I'm fine.
Good. Tell us, give us just a little update. What's happening in Ivory Coast? What's the situation like over there?
Well, Nigerians are happy. The Super Eagles are in the quarterfinals. We are trying to see how we will beat Angola, possibly go to the semifinals, and if possible, by 11th of February, win the cup. So that's what is happening now. Everyone is pretty much excited. Ivorians are not happy. We beat them on their home soil and still get into the quarterfinals. But they'll all be all right.
But I saw Didier Drogba and Osimhen. I hope he's supporting us. He's canvassing his people to align with us. Is that the situation over there?
Yeah, everyone is canvassing for people to align with us, but well, as Ghana said they don't want Nigeria to progress. They went home. Cameroon said they don't want us to progress. We gave them pepper to eat, which they are used to. At the end of the day, well, we're here and we're doing great.
So who know which us were now that pada now?
Then the Ivorians, they said that we came to their stadium. They used to have the likes of Didier Drogba. We said, yeah, we know, but in front of the Didier Drogba, you go still chop beating, and we did it.
Nice one. I watched the game over here, and I was kind of. I won't say impressed, yes, but then the Super Eagles now. Just when you're about to be happy, we just could be seeing something different. Anyway, so let's okay.
I think maybe they understand the fact that we are not here to play, because talking to them and talking to the coach, pre-match, post-match conference, we're always hammering on the fact that we need to make a mark in this competition, score more goals. We have been hounding him about scoring goals until yesterday. They scored 2 goals. I can't remember last time Super Eagles scored 2 goals. It's been a very long time. Very
long, and to do that in the quarterfinal, it's impressive. In the round of 16, it's very impressive. Okay, so now looking deep into the style of football, like what impression do you have right now about the Super Eagles style of playing right now?
Well, it has to do with players that really want it. When you look at the players, most of them are foreign-based players. Some people say they don't understand the pedigree of playing for Nigeria or wearing the color green, white, green, but over time, they are beginning to convince us that they know what it means to be like the likes of late Stephen Keshi, Daniel Bola Mokachi, the Quebers of this world, the Eguavons. They now know what it means, and their pattern of play. Yeah, Finidi George, who is actually an assistant coach to them. They are beginning to understand that this is what we live for. Football is something that unites us, whether we like it or not. Yeah. Yesterday, football didn't know tribe, it didn't know religion, it didn't know anything. What we just needed was to win, and everybody by this morning went back to default mode. Like, fuel is now expensive, and we don't have it. The president we have does not understand what is going on. But yesterday, nobody was thinking about the president. Nobody was thinking about tribe. Everybody was just watching.
For one purpose.
Yeah, so for the boys, they are beginning to get the hang of it. They need to understand that this is what Nigerians live for, and that's what makes us happy.
Nice one. So looking at Prisero's tactics right now, will you say he his tactics, is it, we are used to a style of the Super Eagles play. If you're watching the Premier League, you're watching Chelsea, you're watching Man U, Arsenal, you see a lot of legends say this is not the brand of Manchester United kind of football. This is not the Arsenal way of playing and all that. So now bringing that into the Super Eagles, do you think is Peseiro, is it rebranding the style of the Super Eagles? Or what pattern of football is he playing? Is it something we're familiar with? Is it a different pattern?
He's not rebranding anything. The man doesn't know what he's doing. He's not rebranding anything. He's just fortunate. Peseiro, if you go by Peseiro's CV, Peseiro has a very poor CV. Yes, he has a very poor CV. And when he was employed, it was based on the fact that he was cheaper. He was the cheapest at $70,000 for them to employ him.
Wow.
Now, you have the Super Eagles, you have the star-studded Super Eagles. What are you doing with them? You want to play defense. You want to really play a defensive game, but your defense is not airtight, which you have seen over time and we're struggling. Then you now have a goalkeeper that we cannot keep faith in. Because Peseiro was employed 2 years ago, specifically after we lost to Ghana. We lost the World Cup ticket to Ghana. That was when he was employed. That's last year, June. So we have watched him more than 10 games. Yes, he has only lost 1 game in 13 games. But he has won more games than he has won more games. So he doesn't exactly, you can't exactly put a pattern to it. Like, when they played Equatorial Guinea, they were playing a 4-3-3. They played a Côte d'Ivoire, they were playing a 3-4-3, which ordinarily it will still make you not to score too many goals. If you want your wingers, because your wingers in the middle are still defenders. So automatically you're still playing 5 defenders. So that's what he wants to do. Then yes, against Guinea-Bissau, we saw he wanted an open play, but he wasn't getting it until yesterday. He now reverted back to the 3-4-3 formation, which actually worked for him. But it was massive defense, massive attack. That's what he wanted. Yes, we can put a pattern to yesterday's game, but other games we cannot put a pattern to it. Is this what he wants to do? What is he wanting to achieve? And when a coach tells you that, even if I score 1 goal, I pack the bus, you will ask yourself, is this one Jose Mourinho? And Jose Mourinho can pull it off, in as much as it was once Jose Mourinho's protege, but he can pull it off. But can you pull it off? So we have not placed a pattern to what he wants to do, or a pattern to his kind of play. But what we know is that the players were already tired from yesterday's game. They were already tired of being called mediocre. In the first, second, and third,
to put a stamp on their
yes. So the first, second, and third game, you could pick up players that were outstanding.
I see.
Outstanding. Then you could pick up players that they were not doing too much. But yesterday, every player gave 100% account of themselves. So it was as if you have the Super Eagles, but you don't know what you're doing with them. But because everyone is now saying, oh, okay, this is the AFCON, we cannot afford. I was in the AFCON 2 years ago in Cameroon, and I know the kind of pain I felt when we crashed out at the round of 16. And unfortunately, Tunisia, that dumped us out, came third. They were best losers. So you now know how it feels to come and you're playing a Cameroon that came second in their group, and you came second too. Yes. So you now collapse against a Cameroon that you could have easily beaten, because if you look at Cameroon's first 3 games, they were struggling.
I guess the current Cameroon team, they are just thriving on the name Cameroon.
Yes, on the name. That's why Eto keeps telling them their life history and keeps insulting them. They don't know what it means to be like him, to be like Jamila, to be like Omar B,
to be like that.
He keeps telling them they don't know what it means to be like them, but that's their Cameroonian problem. Because the person that almost asked me a question, I think he was going to punch the person yesterday. We just stood aside, so we don't get a black eye. But finally, what I was saying with Pizarro, we have not put a pattern to what the play is. But for the fact that he has good players, they make him look. Yesterday, they made him look like he knows what he was doing. Which, well, we will say he knows what he was doing because it was massive defense, massive attack. So he had a plan yesterday.
Okay, Uche. So, but then let's. I'm not trying to play the devil's advocate, but then I just want to think out. And since you are the expert in sports, traditionally we know the Super Eagles to play the 4-4-2. Sometimes they do the 4-3-3. You know what? Sometimes because of our pacey wingers and all that. So him now using the 3-4-3. Formation wise, do you think is better than what we are used to playing, the 4-4-2 and the rest of them?
Well, the 4-4-2 gives us goals. The 3-4-3 doesn't give us enough goals. It just allows us to play with the ball, hold on to possession as much as we can hold on to possession. Then sometimes when push comes to shove, you now see it keeps making the defender, the wingers track back. They keep tracking back instead of moving forward because there is already pressure. So it depends on who you are playing. The 3-4-3 depends on who you are playing and how you are playing that person. So, or how you are playing that team. So, like the Ivorians, we know that they can actually outrun the midfield. We adopted that to be able to contain it. We know that the Cameroonians can actually outrun the midfield, and we adopted that. So even if they are coming from the middle, there's an Iwobi and there is a Frank Oyenka. Then the wings, you have an Olaina and you have a Bassi before you start going forward. So all those things are I think he worked based on, okay, let's see how we can contain these people. But traditionally Nigeria plays 4-4-2, but right now globally itself the 4-4-2 no dey to work. So you have to be wise about it.
Okay, so we can make excuses for him if he wants to change, because the 4-4-2 is a bit of...
Yeah, we can make excuses for him if he wants to change, but that's where it is dicey. If you want to even change something, you need to make sure that your players are willing to change that thing as well. And they need to know the role that they are playing. Because when a player gets into the pitch and he doesn't know if you're playing a 5-3-2 and up front or whatever they are playing, he doesn't know. It becomes a problem now. It becomes a problem.
Okay, so Uche, there was something I was thinking. You know, before the tournament, everybody were like, "Hey, Super Eagles, we have only attack. We don't have defense. We don't have keeper." The tournament started. Now we are seeing, is it the reverse of the case that's happening? Because we are saying like, okay, we are not conceding a lot of goals, but then we are not scoring. And the world believes that Nigeria have one of the most potent attackers in the world, like the attacking force of Super Eagles. On paper, it's unrealistic. So, but then what do you make out of it? Because right now it looks like the defense and the keeper situation is a bit resolved, and now we are not scoring a lot of goals. Does it have to do with the formation, or what's happening? Explain that.
No, I think it has to do with missed chances. The Super Eagles has created more chances than any team in the AFCON. Yes. So you come to a match, they're creating 6 chances, 7 for one match, and they're only scoring 1 goal. Now it has to do with the finishing.
The conversion rate is low.
Yes, the conversion rate is low, but they are creating chances. We don't have a defensive problem. The forwards in Super Eagles are up to 8. We have up to 8 defenders, 2 on every position at the defense line. What the Super Eagles lacks is a creative midfielder. We don't have midfielders. I can count them.
Iwobi is just trying. He's trying to.
Iwobi is trying his best. Then you now have Frank Onyeka. You have what's his name again? Aribo. You know they are just.
I don't know what Aribo is doing in this tournament, but that's topic for another day.
So they are just. So, then Iwobi.
Are we missing Ndidi in that setup?
Yes, we are actually missing
him. Around, would have had a more creative midfield. But if Ndidi were around, Ndidi
is not more of a creative midfielder. He's more of a defensive midfielder. We would have had that someone sitting back and maybe trying to distribute the ball and everyone is happy.
But you know, in his club, he's now more of an attacking midfielder.
Yes, in his club. Well, you know, when you go to club sides, they can easily convert you. After all, Nsue, who is from Equatorial Guinea, is a defender in his club, while in national team is a striker, and he's the highest goal scorer for now with 5 goals. So it depends on what the national team wants you to do. So in terms of the Super Eagles, we just have to manage all the players that we have. We have good players. It's how you manage them that matters. It's just like the Real Madrid having a Jude Bellingham and having the best of the best in the world, but they are still losing matches. So you need to know how to manage those kind of players. You need to know what their strengths and their weaknesses are. So it's about taking your chances. Like yesterday, Lookman took his chances.
Lookman was fantastic yesterday.
He took his chances.
In my head, I was saying, I hope Chikwueze is learning. It's not just about dribbling, and you need to be direct. I love Lookman even before.
And you look at him as he was scoring, he was still defending. He will mark out your life, as in like until you leave that ball, Lookman will not leave you alone. So that's how that's the kind of flair that we want to see, and that's the kind of play that we want to see. We have good players that didn't even come for the AFCON. You can now imagine if the likes of Sadiq was around, Taiwo Awoniyi was around, you name them.
Indeed. I was thinking if Indeed were to be around, who would have displaced in that midfield? Because it seems like Frank Onyeka right now, he has picked. The whole Frank the Tank is. I'm just seeing it now.
Yeah, he's called Frank the Tank.
His performance this AFCON, I need to give it to him. He has done the first match he played, against Guinea. It wasn't really, but then after that match, yes, after that match he moved on. So right now, before we even leave the defense and the whatever, tell us, you having the inside scoop, you're with them up close and personal. Can we say the goalkeeping issue has been resolved and put to rest once and for all?
Well, the goalkeeper, Stanley Nwabali, he's very confident. He's a very confident goalkeeper. He used to be in Eimba. Now he's Chippers United in South Africa. He's confident. He knows how to command his goal line, talk to the defenders. And the fact that Ekong is leading the defense makes it better. He's a calm defender. Even if Ekong is not there, you have a Kenneth Omero who's actually cool, calm, and collected in the defense and very experienced. He was part of the squad that won the 2013 AFCON. Nwabali is confident, but I think that Nwabali has not been exactly tested the way that we would want to see and confirm if he's actually
so it's more of a validation. Let's say he has been confirmed, but he has not been validated. So we need
so we've confirmed it, but we've not validated it as in that he can actually make all those stops. But he's a confident goalkeeper. I think that Nigeria's search for a goalkeeper is over. That if his form is still good, he will still be invited, and if he's not injured, because yesterday I asked him and he said he's feeling a little bit of pain on his knee, but he's going to be fine, and he's hoping that the doctors will clear him if they don't find anything or if they don't find any problem.
So we are positive. We should be positive that he will probably return in the.
Yeah, most likely he will be around for the next game.
Okay, so Uche, I was thinking something when I was watching the Super Eagles. I was thinking the last time I watched Nigeria play and I was a bit, happy was the Super Falcons, the World Cup outing. Looking at that team and looking at this team, I want to think on a parallel line. I want to say, if you're watching a Brazilian female team play and you're watching a Brazilian male team play, they are playing culture, and they have the same culture line across their part. The Super Eagles right now, with what we are playing, can we say is in tune with what the Super Falcons are playing? Are they all playing the same?
Well, let me not lie, and I'm not going to say because I'm a woman. Super Falcons actually play good football. They actually play good football. Yeah, they actually play good football, and they don't shy away from scoring the goals. If Super Falcons doesn't score, as in doesn't beat you like 4-0, wait for the next round. Wait for the next round in Africa, except for the world scene where they are still trying to build up a certain kind of a certain kind of pedigree for themselves. But in Africa, I've watched them a couple of times in Abuja. They play good football. Super Falcons doesn't play heart attack football compared to Super Eagles. Super Eagles plays heart attack football. Maybe because they are the male team. And for some reason, the women have always given us our prestige. Even when the men want to take it away, the women will restore it one way or another. They'll bring it back. So it's always a delight to watch the Super Falcons. Whether you have an Oshoala or not, they will always make you happy. Yeah. So then you now have in Super Eagles, when you don't have an Osimhen, are we struggling? Are we not struggling? Are we doing this? Are we not? So yesterday, what I saw was a team that was not built around Osimhen. It was a team that was built around themselves. Anybody can be the match winner. Anybody can play good football. We don't have to build it around one person. So they don't play the same pattern of football, because Super Falcons will score one. They will keep coming until they make sure that, the goal margin, by the time you look at the scoreboard, they'll tell you that, okay, we scored 5, so we can just relax. But the Super Eagles we don't score one, let's go and pack boss. Then maybe one person will not be able to clear the ball or deal with it around the 18-yard box, and it turns into a goal. So they don't play the same pattern of football, but the fact that they want to make Nigerians happy is all that matters. Like, if you look at the Super Falcons, and there's an Abiodun, fine young lady. She commands the midfield like
very good.
Wow.
Very good.
She commands it like Okobi. She took it personal to, like, any team she's playing against, she's taking it very personal with you. So she'll make any midfielder or even a defender look ordinary. That's how good she is. So you find out that when it comes to women football, some people have so much flair. They have so much flair. That's why we kept saying that England was lucky she was red carded in the first game. She got a straight red in the first game. If she was there, who is Lauren James?
No, for my colleagues over here to even confirm and say, no, Casey, this Super Falcons team.
So it's not the same thing. We wish that the Super Eagles will stop giving us heart attack. I know people that don't watch Super Eagles game, but they can watch Super Falcons.
Because you're confident on what the girls will deliver. They understand the mission and the business.
Yeah, they do understand the vision. When you are a 9-time African champion, you would understand the vision. You don't have a choice. When you're a 9-time African champion, you understand the vision. You don't have a choice. Like, it was on some of the titles were won on a back-to-back streak. So you will understand the vision. But men's football is more competitive than women's football. Is more competitive. But even at that, there are some people in men's football that has been dominating, and you know.
We know them. We know them. Now looking at this very notable guy, I was expecting to see him play. I was really very expecting to see him play. Boniface. His name is taking, his profile is increasing. You know, even over here, people are beginning to know this second Victor guy in Nigeria. You know, it took a while for people to accept that Osimhen is good. So the Boniface right now, you know, people are beginning to say, okay, how there is another Victor somewhere. I say yes, it's Victor Boniface. He's also, you know, banging in and tearing the Bodelisga. Do you think we miss Boniface?
Maybe, yeah, in terms of goals, yeah. But even at that, even if Boniface was there, the coach might still not want to play him, because if you have a Kelechi Iheanacho on the bench who can actually assist, Osimhen comfortably. In the last 5 matches Iheanacho has played, he has scored 3 and assisted 2. So if you have someone with that kind of start, why is he not playing? Why is he not assisting Osimhen? So you still allow him to sit on the bench. So what is the guarantee that Boniface will not sit on the bench as well? But Boniface, we know, if he was in the tournament, he's a goal machine too. So he, how would I put it? Pissarro is always, he's rigid about his decision and rigid about what he wants to do. If he sets his mind on this thing, it is very difficult to convince him to change. It's just like when we asked him, we don't want to see Zoho again. He refused though. The man has coconut head. He kept putting the guy until I think he took the NFF to tell him like guy, he be like saying, come on, remove this guy. Let's look at Nwabali. They now had to go he had to travel all the way to South Africa to go meet Nwabali and watch Nwabali's game before inviting Nwabali. But if it's only the one, if you leave him, it is that Uzoho. If you can imagine when you have Uzoho coming yesterday, all of us high BP, the BP increased like 180 over 120. And the good thing is what he did immediately was he introduced an Omero. So all the balls were being sent out. None were coming back to Zoho, because that guy can just trip over his leg and the ball will just go past him.
That was a tactical masterclass move. I saw that substitution, putting Omero to provide more shield and cover. Because at that point we were already winning the game, you know. So I guess. Yeah. So he tried there. He tried.
So for Pissarro, he's a bit rigid with his decisions. He's very rigid. We've talked about him playing, and Iheanacho blatantly refused. Okay, not like he verbally told us he's refusing. He said he'll think about it. So he can be very hot-headed or maybe stubborn.
So let's look at we can't talk about AFCON without looking at the African best player right now as it stands. Osimhen. Are we happy with everything happening? What's your take on his performance so far? He may not be scoring the goals. I have my opinion, but then you're the expert. What do you think? Is he living up to his name?
Yeah, Osimhen is a hard worker. He puts in the work. We saw it yesterday. He's a hard worker. Some people still say he doesn't deserve it. Hakimi would have won it, but we won it anyway. Go hog transformer. So for him, he's a hard worker. He likes to win. He likes to make an impact. That's how good he is. As I'm talking to you, he had to do a doping test, random doping test. So we're still waiting for that result, because CAF officials.
He don't reach to do with what he even did yesterday. Like, man, these guys were
somewhere. But it was what we saw was an Osimhen that agreed that Nigeria needed to win that game convincingly. It was an Osimhen that was physically and mentally ready, because the Osimhen I know playing for the national team. If you match him 2 times, he will just go one side, go pack the look. That's what he does. But yesterday, you step on me, I step on you. You pull me, I pull you. So at the end, it was just an Osimhen that was doing I no grief for anybody. Anyhow, way it take be. And even when he was on the floor, most of the time when he was on the floor, we were hoping that he didn't have a knock. The next minute you see him jumping up like, let's go there. So it was an Osimhen that didn't want to give an excuse of why he didn't perform well. Like we saw against the Ivorians and we saw against Guinea-Bissau, he was just there. But yesterday, he reached to do doping tests.
Including Lookman. It's not all of Bassi. Like yesterday's match. I don't know. I don't understand. Is it because of the Nigeria versus Cameroon? Because compared to what they've been playing since the group stages, when they got to this round 16, I guess their performance upped a one notch higher. So I'm thinking, is it because they are in knockout and they are very conscious, or is because it's Cameroon? We can't lose to Ghana, anybody, but Cameroon. No,
it's both. No, we can't even lose to Ghana again. Nah, we can't lose to Ghana again. So it's both. It's a consciousness that you're in the knockout stage. Last 2 years, they were knocked out in the round of 16. It was a shameful one. Nigeria had amassed 9 points in 3 games in the group stage. They were the best. Iguavon won the best coach of the group stage. We were high and flying. Yes, Osimhen was not in that tournament. He was injured. Then another thing is we need, yes, it's a tournament, but another thing is it is Cameroon. We're taking it very personal. Ghanaians were supporting Cameroon. Ivorians were supporting Cameroon. So we are going, these 3 are bitter rivals. So we are taking it very personal with them. So it was a personal thing. It was coming from this their Pepe, no go enter our eye. And it was coming from the fact that Ghanaians had already social media war. No, we go jubilate. You people laughed at us when we went back to Ghana. It is not our fault though that you carried Ghana, you came with boxes and left with Ghana must go. It's not it's not our fault. So the Ivorians were so angry that we beat them in front of their fans. Their fans, they actually subdued us. You know, when you have 56,000 fans from your country and Nigeria is just 2K, you can imagine what we went through inside that stadium.
They even declared public.
And at the end of the day, and even declared public holiday, there was so much traffic, everybody was. So now it was just a matter of it's a knockout stage, and it was about pride. That was what we played for yesterday.
I feel for Drogba anyway.
And the way because our press briefing came earlier than the one of Cameroon, and we're just our coach was trying to be modest. Moses Simon was trying to be modest with the answer. But when he got to Cameroon, Rigobert Song said, I'm going to beat Nigeria. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So I think the boys actually watched the press briefing and said, Billy said, we'll go take this one personal. let's send Song into retirement. Maybe Eto will sack him after the tournament.
Maybe. Their performance wasn't odd, but then that's like it's Cameroon's problem. Okay, so Uche, before I let you go, you've given us a lot of your time, and I'm very grateful. But then, what is the way forward against Angola? So the next match, what are we expecting? Are we expecting changes in formation? Are we expecting changes in the lineup? Are we expecting a different style of play? The energy was in Cameroon's match. Are we expecting a replica of that same energy? What do you think?
Well, Pizarro can actually shock us. That man can be very. You cannot predict him, man. He can shock us. But I know that talking to players like Calvin Bassey, Olaina, who actually are positive, including Lookman, who who actually are positive about their play, and they want to continue bringing in the energy for the Angola match. That's what they want to do. They want to keep bringing the energy, the likes of Kenneth, likes of AFCON. They want to bring in the energy. It's not, Angola is very dicey. Like I said, Angola, I had told them yesterday, Angola is very dicey. The Indomitable Lions of Cameroon are very bullish. They are big, they are strong. You heard when Abubakar was trying to come in and visit Abubakar, and they were shouting, yeah, our captain is here, and everything. They are bullish. But the Angolans are soft. But they look like they're delicate.
They will wreck you.
But they can do that. So that's where you don't underestimate them. They're in their first quarterfinals. Yeah, they are in their first quarterfinals. And they would want to make a mark. They want to take something back home. And what better way to take a good result back home against Nigeria, better than beating Nigeria? So the Angolans are going to give it their all. Why Nigeria needs to give it their all? Yeah, we have the hope that Nigeria will beat Angola. Well, I have a feeling that Nigeria will beat Angola. But if they don't work hard to beat Angola, they won't be able to do that. So we're not expecting. We don't know what the play will look like. We don't know what the formation will look like. We don't know who he's going to introduce, because he might still want to stick with the lineup he has, because the lineup helped him.
True.
So he might still want to stick with the lineup he has, but maybe I would want them to throw away Zaidu. They should throw that boy away and bring in somebody else. Because Zaidu looks like he plays according to weather. He plays according to how happy he is.
He's bipolar.
He plays according to how happy he is.
His football is bipolar. He's good today, tomorrow.
When the Musa or the Garamba besiege him, he will play very well. But when they leave him, he would follow them and be going. So I think that's what the problem is. But generally, the players are still pumped up. Today they rested, no training. Tomorrow they start. And I think that if they do, start off the play well, score first 2 goals, Angola is history.
Another player that is not getting enough props is Ekong.
Yeah, he's not, but that's the kind of person he is. He just wants to play football and go. He just wants to play football and just go back. Like there was a time he even had to delete his Instagram account. Like he didn't want to, because he was seeing so many negative comments. He just had to like go back into his shell and started getting it right.
I won't be surprised if a Premier League club or one of the top clubs come for him. He's been rough.
Yeah, after the AFCON, yeah.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Uche. Thank you very much for giving us your time. We wish you all the best in everything, and we can't wait for you to come back. Thank you very much.
Well, I can't wait for me to come back too.
All right, Uche. Thank you very much. Thank you.